really not sure. So in 2 minutes or so, we'll find out. Okay, it looks like we're just not doing well here. We just had another spike. It seems like Comcast really hates me at this point in time. But yeah, okay. So coming out here is a Viking, just scouting the edge of the map, not really doing much here, as we do see a whatchamacallit's building infestation pit. And we, yeah, now we see some creep spreading, and this creep right here is looking excellent by Uko. I really admire the patience and, or the dedication to creep spread. It's like, it's a really nice thing to have. Like, just anytime you're not doing an action, just spread a creep tumor. Just do more action, spread another creep tumor. It's a really great way to, as they're take the map and just take control here, right? So very nicely done, and you can sort of see two banshees coming up. This looks pretty banshee heavy as he's making a third one. Let's see what he does. He's getting a bunch of Thors. I think this is a 2-base push hitting that this might hit really hard because I don't see any answer. We do see Swarm Host coming out, which is an interesting decision here. I really like it though. It seems Swarm Hosts are pretty good, right? Like they're especially good units versus like anything that fires slowly, such as siege tanks. And yeah, those locusts are going to be really deadly, but they are going to go up against so many hellbats, and hellbats actually have really nice area of effect damage, which is going to be pretty nice versus the locusts. But the question is, can he? Yeah, he can engage that, and the Thor's right behind. Just shoot down all of the roaches so fast. One siege tank, 2 banshees, and 2 of the banshees go down. Actually, so there's one. I think the last one went down, and it looks like Uko's cleaning up Practice X here, and GG is called. So yeah, the roaches, the queens, and the locusts of Uko actually destroyed that army. That was extremely impressive. I guess I'm really happy to see that. Yeah, that Uko found like a pretty good way to deal with mech. So that was pretty sweet by Uko. And yeah, Uko just has to go to the restroom. So one moment. It's called. And Uko will be moving on to the losers bracket finals, which is where he will face up against the, Antis again in a nice ZVZ. So yeah, that looks like it's it for Practice X. He did make 3rd place officially, which does net him. That does net him $5. So that's pretty sweet. So Uko does take a short break, and right after he gets back, we will continue. In the meantime, enjoy the silence as I mute the mic once again. So yeah, we did have some slight internet troubles, and it's really unfortunate. We probably lost a good 10 viewers, at least from internet problems, but that's okay. Now we're back, and we are doing good things. Hopefully, we will stay connected. Actually, I don't know if it was internet. I guess you would have to be internet because even the OBS started dying, but like at first my internet was fine, and it was just like a strange disconnect from battle.net. Or at least it appeared my internet was fine because my stream was alive. Yeah, I don't know what the issue ever was. I probably won't ever find out, but that's fine. So now we are just waiting for Antis and Uko to veto. And this, because it's the lower bracket finals, this is going to be a best of 3. So it looks like you got Antis vetoing Eastwatch, Neon Acid from Uko, and then Backwater. Wait, A, B, B. Oh. So yeah, Antis started vetoing with ABB, AAB, which seems like it would be the standard new veto system if you were to take my rules on the best of 3 and translate them to the best of 1. But this is the best of 3 because it is the lower bracket finals. So this is a best of 3 ZBZ. And map 1 to you as well. Wait, no, map 1. Map 1. You get an extra map if you're in the finals. I'm not sure if Uko means like 1 map point or if he meant something else. Oh, you know what they might be talking about? The OSC Community Open, which started? I don't know, maybe not though. It's probably fine. So yeah, we're getting started with Antis versus Uko on Blackpink. Really sick map made by Avex. And I think it's deemed, as the IEM caster said today, sort of like the gold standard of maps. Sort of like a Dusk Towers these days. I thought it would be either this map or Catalyst that takes over that standard spot, but this map is even more macro-oriented, so it has become this one. Antis decides to cancel his unit, which means he's definitely going for that spawning pool. Yeah, very interesting. Antis making a drone and then canceling it immediately. I think that's what that was, because he still had 3 larvae, which seems strange to me, but I think that's just because the larvae popped out immediately. Either way, Antis going for a very early pool. I think this is what he did earlier against Uko when he won. He canceled that hatch, or that might have been two different Zergs. I can't remember, but Jesus, I can't remember anything right now. But yeah, no Matcherino for Platy-pro, none yet. Yeah, I actually forgot about that. That was sort of something I've wanted to set up for a long time. Yeah, I think next time I'm definitely gonna work on that and get the Matcherino up, because Matcherino is really nice for crowdfunding any esports events, especially when you have a weekly tournament, which can gather up those coupons, at least a few of them. When there's only a $50 prize pool, it contributes a lot to that. So that does save me some money because I only have to throw up enough to cover up to $50. And yeah, of course, it doesn't make the biggest difference as I don't know how many coupons you get. Actually, I need to figure that out because like Matcherino seems like it's a good system, right? So yeah, I gotta figure that out. Anyway, Antis coming in here is actually probably not gonna get this because I think there's a drone pull by Uko. This might actually be enough here, but as soon as you start losing drones, you have to realize that the Zerg can just drone up and catch up that way. I don't think this is worth it from Uko. I don't know, this is going to be really close. Okay, that's a lot of lings there now. And it seems like Antis is doing some damage here. I think he might get the hatch. If Uko loses this hatch, he's in a really tough spot. And actually, I think he's not going to get the hatch. It's really close though. So now, if you look at the worker supply, it's 18 to 19. Uko's ahead, but now it's 20 to 18. Antis is ahead. So it's really close, but Antis actually did come out on top, and he's making a spine just to be really safe. I don't know if I like the spine though, because he did go into the main. He scouted that there's mining gas. I don't know if he saw the Evo though. Looks like it's been building a while, but yeah, he probably didn't see the Evo. That's interesting. So what would you do here? Actually don't know. I think I like Uko's strategy. He's going for Carapace, and there's sort of like Antis he made this unnecessary spine crawler. Like I don't think that spine is going to do very much. After Carapace hits, he's going to get Zergling speed, and then he's just going to flood lings off 3 bases. This is sort of like a pretty cool map control-y strategy, which I guess it's working. So I just got to respond to admin. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it because I think that once you have this mass minerals, you can start pumping out Zerglings. So far, they're still slowlings. I wonder if Antis is getting speed. No, Antis is not getting speed. Antis is going +1 roaches. Oh my god! You know this Carapace actually counters perfectly +1 roaches. As +1 actually, the only thing it really does is allow you to 2-shot Zerglings. And if you can't 2-shot Zerglings because they have Carapace, then your +1 roaches are essentially wasted. There's nothing that it's going to help with. Of course, maybe down the line it'll help as the layer completes. You get the +2, but for now, the upgrade shouldn't do too much. I would be very careful if I was Uko. I don't think Uko can press the issue right now unless he gets a surround on the queens. And he doesn't have speed. Okay, now speed finishes, and Carapace is about to finish. This looks pretty damn good for Uko. What can he do? Because the Carapace is going to allow him to take a great fight. However, the slowlings come in from the back. This allows Antis to get an excellent position with the queens. And oh my god, this is a slaughter actually, and Uko is defended. It was a nice idea, but that Carapace is not doing nearly enough damage. Uko will not have the roach speed, right? I don't think he's made it. So let's go to upgrade. No, Uko's not made roach speed, and it just started. So Antis is going to be ahead in that category. The only thing Antis is not ahead in is the worker count. Actually, Antis is behind in army too. That's very interesting. Alright, so now it's pretty even. Actually, Antis just made a round of drones, putting him at 50. And that's certainly ahead of Uko, who's still at 45. Army supplies are close, but Uko is still miles ahead. He is gearing up for a huge attack, which will be pretty deadly. However, I think the defender's advantage does favor Antis, and the tech also favors... I think he started a Hydra Den, but he cancelled it. That's very interesting. Actually, the 4th base coming down, so this will be a mass roach strategy. And if you look at the Overseer, it scouts the lack of drones at the 3rd base, so he knows something's up. He should know he's getting all-in right now. And look at this, immediately 2 spine crawlers start right at the 3rd base. This is so smart by Antis. He knows exactly what could happen to him here if he doesn't defend. And he does take he still has this guy. He doesn't want to take a 4th because what's the point if he can't hold his 3rd base? So this is super smart by Antis. It's a great foresight. And if he holds, he is going to win the game. He just needs to hold on right here. He has Ravagers to bile, but he hasn't... You know what? He hasn't... Okay, this spine hasn't finished, but I think it's fine. Actually, no, I take that back. I think this is barely too many roaches by Uko. It's so close, though. And he still has 1 spine. All the roaches from the south are doing their work. This might work if Uko is too lazy about this army control. He's getting... All the low health roaches are getting picked off. He's not doing the damage he needed to do. And just like that, I think Uko's defended. He's not going to be able to do enough damage. He did run up behind that, though. Uko is now ahead in workers at 64, which does allow him to keep up the roach production. I never noticed how he just snuck out like 20 drones there, but in the midst of that attack, during probably when the army was moving out, he just made 20 drones, and he's all of a sudden ahead in workers. That's really impressive by Uko, who is now marching across the map again. His upgrades, I think, are worse, though, right? Yeah, Antis has 2 attack right now. And Uko's only halfway done with +2. So it's going to be really good for Antis. He just needs to dodge the biles, and he's doing just that. So yeah, all of a sudden Uko's on the run. He's on the run, and I don't think he's going to come back. He has to take the perfect fight here. I like how Antis is playing, but actually, you know what? Antis is the one with 64 workers versus 61 of Uko. I don't know if I misread that or if that changed. Or yeah, I think that must have changed during the last few seconds. But yeah, already you get to see Uko's getting repelled here, and Hydra range is on the way for Uko. So Uko actually might take an advantage. All he has to do is get Hydras out. +2 did finish for Uko, so this should be even army. But +2 armor has now started for Antis, and that does give him the upgrade lead in the future, as we will see shortly. So yeah, I guess I should say, huge army coming down from Antis. It is in Antis' favor right now, as Uko probably spent a lot of money on the Hydras, which aren't out right now. Files raining down from above, and Uko looks like he's getting overrun by the Roach Ravager of Antis. And huge Roach Ball coming down to the 3rd base. I don't know how this is going to work out. I really believe Antis is going to win right now unless there's a huge roach buffer so that the DPS... But look at that. I think this is it right now, as all the Hydras get pounced on and they're running away, but they're not able. And all the Hydras do get taken out. Without the... like enough roaches to buffer in front of Hydras, they're really very weak. So yeah, it sucks. It sucks, but Antis does take the victory. And that puts him 1-0 up, one game away from the finals. And I think we're going to get into that as soon as possible. Just one last thing, if you guys are new here, this is the Platy-pro Weekly, which is a weekly tournament for semi-pros and just up-and-coming players or anyone who wants to play, except for those who have made more than $8,000 in StarCraft 2 tournament earnings. So that cuts out all of the like really good players, and yeah, just a chance to get better and learn. So if you guys are enjoying this, please hit the follow button, because that's the only way that I can grow the channel. And eventually, I really hope that this channel has a lot of success. Although we have been seeing a lot of good players and regulars here at the Platy-pro Weekly, so really glad to have you guys, and that the fact that you're watching this is already really nice. And if you guys want to play in another tournament here, there's in 10 minutes, I think the OSC Community Open will start as well. So that's pretty exciting. I did move this tournament earlier just so I could avoid that tournament. And you can see now that there's only 3 players left, so it did have the intended impact. Although Antis once again with the cancel. So okay, so now I understand it. So you actually start with like 4 larvae, I think. But it just seems like anytime he cancels, he still has 3 larvae left, and that really confused me. Because I thought that you would only have 2 left after you canceled one, but maybe not. I don't know. Whatever, so he's making drones. He's going to do the same build, but let's see if Uko takes the fast hatch here. Because on this map, it's even riskier. The rush distance is closer. Oh, look at this. Uko is preparing. He doesn't want to get countered last time. Uko takes a very fast pool here. He's probably going to get gas too, so he can run down the Zerglings. Maybe he's just getting a fast pool though. Yeah, actually, now it appears that Uko's going to take a base here, and he's just going to get those early Zerglings just to defend. This really puts Antis in a bad position. I can tell you right now, Antis is super happy. Uko is super happy with this opening here. It greatly favors him in multiple ways. He does need some Zerglings out though. If he can make 3 lings right now, he might defend, but these guys are going to hit fast. And the downside of having your hatch so early, your pool so early, is that your hatch is so late. So this is only going to be at like 75% hit points by the time the lings start to attack it. And that's a little lower than you would normally have. The good part is the lings are on the way, and Uko might not even need to pull lings to defend this. I guess now we have to see what is Antis' transition. Does he just not worry about this hatch anymore and just kind of go back home? Because he really needs to do damage. If you notice, the worker counts greatly in the favor of Uko, but that's changing as Antis drones up. And you know what? Antis actually took a really good concave and was able to take out a queen and the entire army of Uko, which is first of all, it's shocking, this build order counter. But I can relate to it because the same thing has happened to me before, and it's amazing. But Antis is actually way ahead right now, and he doesn't have speed on the way, so Uko will have that advantage. But Antis is super happy with the damage that he did. Anyone should be happy from that position. You killed a queen, and he really got a great arc on the Lynx. So the Lynx just melted away, and that leaves room for like all of the Lynx to start killing drones. I think he got one drone in the main base. It was pretty close. Yeah, more Lynx just going down for free. And Antis looks like he's taking some evolution chambers. This should probably be a roach. If Roach 4 goes down, Lair's gonna... Oh, he hasn't even taken any gas yet. So Antis is going super greed mode. This is fine because like he's really safe against anything that Uko could do. And Uko decides to get an Evo Chamber. Now this is weird, right? See, last time he got the Evo Chamber, he got speed, or he got Carapace and then speed, but Uko already has speed done. So now what is this Evo Chamber for? He's getting range. This is very interesting. With +1 range, you obviously need a Roach Warren. Where's this Roach Warren? I'm not understanding this right now. Let's see, Antis is the first one to make roaches. So Antis just wants a few units to shoo away speedlings. But you don't really see too much getting done here. It just delays as much as possible. These are super annoying. Look at these guys, they're so annoying right now. But Antis eventually gets his third base down. If I was Uko, I would probably just make like a lot of speedlings to cancel this, but that's pretty risky because these queens have transfused, and if Antis decided to go heavy on the roaches, he would be the one doing really well. However, he's not choosing to do that. Uko is actually just straight up macroing right now. He is making roaches, but I don't think he can attack. He doesn't have. He does start the roach speed, so I guess the good part is he's gonna have an early +1, but he's not really gonna use it much. I don't understand these two roaches here. I guess they're just poking, knowing that neither player is gonna really be able to take care of them unless some extra speedlings were out, but they're not. I guess right now worker counts are even. Uko's slightly ahead. What else is happening? 1-1 on the way. So that's gonna favor Antis in the Carapace department, but it will favor Uko, who's getting +2 out right now for the roaches. Antis has been called Uko no less than 5 times as serious. Really? Is it that bad? I think it's just a Twitch thing. Yeah, maybe. I was reading a different message there. Jesus, I keep on mixing them up. Why do I do that? Well, yeah, I say like a lot of the names, I think, interchangeably. But either way, you guys should know the red Zerg is Antis. Uko is the blue one. I think Antis used to be blue, like the first time he played, and now he's red, which is super confusing. But, okay. I didn't know that, but thanks for telling me, Gale Force. It looks like a base trade is going on here. Antis has a large ball of roaches attacking Uko, and Uko goes in with a bunch of his own roaches. But I think this favors Antis. Defender's advantage is working out for both players right now, actually, so that's significant. As Antis just has to run away. But Antis did have this army here. I mean, Antis's reinforcements cleaned up Uko's army that was right here. I hope that wasn't like... It might have sounded like I was saying Antis has this army here, but what I meant is his reinforcement. So I'm not mixing them up there. But yeah, Uko is just firing some corrosive biles to zone out the roaches of Antis. But yeah, both the Zerg players doing pretty well. I guess Antis is ahead though. Obviously, look at the supply. 140 about to 120. There's higher army supply and similar workers. The quality though probably goes to Uko, who has 5 Ravagers to the 0 of Antis, and that's always pretty good if you're an Antis fan. I wonder what happened with the person in the chat who was just banned by Nightbot. Hopefully nothing bad. Yeah, it looks like 4th base is a little earlier for Antis, taking this, saturating it right here. Meanwhile, Uko takes a little bit later of a 4th. And upgrades. Upgrades are interestingly reversed. Sort of where you have the Antis getting a late +2 attack, and Uko taking a late +1 armor. And yeah, it's just 1-1 versus 2-0. So yeah, I guess it's all around. I guess +2 attacks a little bit better, but they're going to be tied in upgrades soon enough, as both players are working on the upgrades that the other one lacks. Now we do see Hydras coming out for Antis, and that's going to be really nice defensively. Of course, Hydras do have that extra range and DPS that Roaches don't have, but they do have less health. So Hydras go down pretty easily, but if there's enough of them, and if they're behind the enemy lines, they can do a lot. Oh, that's a slight misstep. Antis loses a bunch of Roaches for free, as Uko defends, and the army split just didn't work out with the AI. But yeah, I guess Antis is just kind of trading off his units. I mean, yeah, that's Antis. Antis trading off his units because he's trying to remax on Hydras of his own. Actually, yeah. Both players getting Hydras out. That's interesting. Antis just dodging Uko. He's just gonna run straight around. On the other side, a huge part of the map here. I mean, huge concave going out in favor of Uko. Hydra reinforcements are really going to help because you have the roach buffer here, which Antis still has. But there's not quite enough. I think all of these valuable Hydras are gonna do their work. Antis has to back off, and he's gonna lose a base here. All of a sudden, the supplies have reversed, and Uko takes a huge supply advantage over Uko. So Antis currently has a 1-0 lead, right? So I think that ties the series up. Now it's 1-1. That's really awesome games here. So it looks like I do have my original viewer numbers back. Thank you guys for returning. It does mean a lot here. Uko saying short restroom break. That's fine. I guess I'll give you guys a break from my own voice here as well. I'm gonna just take a drink. And yeah, see you guys whenever the final game of the losers bracket starts. And then after that, we have the finals. And that should be exciting, as Jens is waiting in the finals. Okay, I'm back. So Uko is throwing down a pool first, and actually both players are. Antis is doing the same build that he's done every game. He's going for a 12 pool, and on this map it's the best possible map for it. Last time I think Antis actually did enough damage with his 12 pool. He cancelled Uko's hatchery and he just took this early lead, but or no, he didn't cancel. He killed a queen, right? The first game he canceled the hatchery. Sorry, my brain's everywhere right now. But it was a odd defense by Yuko, who ended up fighting on this like this ramp which traded really badly. Even though he had a queen, he ended up losing the queen, and everything spiraled out of control. But Uko was able to bring it back last game, and he was down about 20 or 30 supply at one point in the game, and he still managed to win. So very well done. Now Uko needs to see if he can do the same thing but better. Because last time, again, this rush actually did something from Antis, so he needs to prevent it from doing anything. He did open pool first just so he can defend. I don't like this drone pool because there aren't that many drones here. He can fight this, Antis can. Yeah, so Antis is actually going to wrap around. He's just going to fight straight up because, look, notice how this actually favored Antis. I don't know if Uko is aware how bad that was, but I think that was really bad. 2 more lings go down. Queen's about to go down. Actually, he has to run away, as there aren't enough lings, but now there are. He could go back in. He really could go back in, but he's gonna play it safe. There could be more. Yeah, those 2 lings would have made Antis think twice about that. So that's probably not a bad idea. He goes back, and he's going to go straight back to his natural base. Now, the only difference between these 2 players are speed is on the way for Uko, which greatly favors his army capability. Other than that, it's pretty similar. Antis has a much larger army at this point. He has a lot more lings. But you know what? I like this by Antis, and I don't think that Uko is not expecting slowlings to rush him, but Antis is going to rush with 3 queens and a bunch of slowlings. On this map, it's actually a strategy that I like a lot, and this is not something you see every day, slowling rushes, but on this particular map, it can beat speed openings. It's so scary. Like, you guys will see what I'm talking about in just a minute here. As Antis comes across, it doesn't matter that Uko has speed right now, because there's so many links here that the gasless opening actually does manage to work. And it doesn't really matter that there's link speed at all, because there's nowhere to run, and there's nowhere to dodge. You're just fighting links. So all of a sudden, this slow ling rush, followed up by 3 queens, is doing significant damage against Uko. I love this by Antis. It's just such a cool strategy. You don't see it probably enough. Of course, maybe this is like a once in a series build, right? You don't see this on any other map, but it's a good one, and not everybody maybe is aware of how powerful this kind of thing is. I don't think you can possibly deal with 4 transfusible queens at this stage in the game. It's gonna save this. It's just like so much damage getting done right now. And more queens are getting produced. So these drones are gonna try to surround, but their DPS is so low compared to the queens. The queens still have more transfuses. 2 more lings come out, queens stay strong. They start to go down now. But actually, you know what, they can still... Okay, they finally all go down, putting Antis in a significant lead. He's started to take gas. He's already produced... he's producing roaches. He says, who needs speed when you have roaches, and the opponent only has lings. Again, it's a interesting build, but it was really smart, and I would actually say you should do that again if you're on this map, and yeah, it's just Antis reading the situation and playing towards it. Antis wins 2-1. He moves on to the finals. Oh no, Charm Quirk. Uko takes a huge supply over Uko. God. I can't believe, Jesus. I said Uko takes a huge supply lead over Uko. Yeah, I definitely meant Antis takes a huge supply. I think the name Antis seems strange to me. It's just like, Antis must not say name. Okay, now it's going to be easy, guys, because we have a TVZ. I swear, I'm not going to mix up Antis versus Gens. I don't think I can possibly mix up Antis versus Gens. My voice is dying. This happens every time because it's like 5 hours of casting. But I hope you guys are with me as we go into the finals here, giving Gens a 1-0 lead based on the format. So yeah, I wonder how the brackets look for the Community Open. Looks like they had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, very similar number of people actually. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a meme, but it's such a good strategy. I love it. Like, you think it's a meme, but it's not. It's like it's it's a smart way to conserve money, not getting like ling speed when you don't have to. You just get the queens and the lings off of your pure mineral economy. It saves you a lot of money. Because think about it, all of that. It's 100 plus the drone that made the extractor. So it's really like 200 minerals because that one drone throughout the entire game mines like nearly 100 minerals. So it's pretty sick. It's a pretty sick way to play the game. But only on that map, because on any other map, that strategy would fail so hard. It was super well thought by Antis. When his no-show is Jen's not here. Oh no, Jen's. So yeah, Jen's is a little AFK. I assume he's been PM'd. Hopefully he'll come back. If not, I guess we'll have to give. We would definitely give Antis the win. And yeah, it's been just under 4 hours, or under just over 4 hours. So this would be a faster tournament than, but of course we still have the finals left, and we're just hoping that we have a finals. Oh, Jens is back. All right, he's back. False alarm. I was hoping I'd get out of casting, but I guess now I have to cast an epic TVZ. I'm pretty okay with that. But yeah. Man, I need to find a co-caster to entertain me. I'm bored. But yeah, if you guys are like enjoying this, please hit the follow button. It does help quite a lot. Mostly the general success of the channel and the ability to feel like I'm actually doing something here, which might not sound like much, but it means a lot. And I assume these guys are vetoing, so right now we're just waiting. Oh, it's best of 5. If I win, then does he get knocked into the losers? Best of 5. And no, this is the one and only finals match. And yeah, I kind of made the rules there based on what I thought was the most fair system. I don't think anyone really has anything bad to say about that portion of it, so hopefully that's fine. I'm just ready to be done with this, honestly. I just ate and I have to do some work after this. I have some stuff to catch up on with school, and I have some sleep to catch up on. I have the finals of IN to stay up for. Maybe I'll play in, I can't play in the Community Open, but maybe I'll play some ladder, as I was knocked out of GM, right? So hopefully I get back in GM. For time purposes, yeah. Could get a minimum wage job and make more money than for winning first place. Yep. But there are people watching you love this glory. Invite? Or I could just join. Stop being lazy. Alright, finally we're getting into the finals, guys, between Dust Jens, who's from Chile, and puede hablar en español, pero no voy a cast en español porque I suck. No estoy fluent, but I can safely say that I can puedo comprender más mejor que puedo hablar. I can understand better than I can speak. Anyway, Antis over here is from the US, and luckily we're casting in English. He is spawning in the bottom right of the map, abiogenesis or abiogenesis. And yeah, Ant is looking pretty good, taking out Uko in the ZVZ, and Jens. Yeah, Jens is always, as always, he's on fire. These two already met, and Ant has lost 1-2. And yeah, thanks for stopping by this tournament. I can see a few of you still left, although this has taken, you know, almost 5 hours. Yep, we just have one more game, actually one more match, one more series, and it is a best of 5 between Jens and Andis. So spawning in the, yeah, I already did introductions, right? Spawning in the lower right is Andis and upper left is Jens. And he's going for the Reaper, so Andis is actually just going for a relatively macro-oriented style considering the map. He did probably, oh, I take that back. If he's going for roaches, that could be an indication of cheese here. Although maybe it could even be defense on this small scale of map. It's amazing how much the map makes a difference. Some players don't know this, but you can't just do any build on any map. You have to figure out how long it takes for units to get to different bases, high levels, and that often makes the difference between a good build and a great build, or a good build and a bad build. It's simply the knowledge of when the build hits in relation to the production of your opponent. And yeah, Jen's just getting out some extra buildings here. He's getting out a reactor for his barracks, and he's getting out that factory. He's probably going to throw down a starport, and he does. And Jen's, on the other hand, running around at the Reaper, hasn't done too much. The Ravager all-in is happening. Okay. So this will be on a very aggressive Ravager rush. It's actually only 4 Ravagers. It should be no more. It's another Roach behind it. Antis will probably morph 1 more or 2 more Ravagers, and that's gonna be it for the Ravager. But he's droning, so this is only a pressure build. It's not meant to kill, but depending on how Jens treats the rush, it might kill. He's gonna take out a reactor, which is it's a pretty good move. And I don't see Jens reacting to this well at all. If, you know, Jens might just die right here. Although he did get the Cyclone, that helps a lot. Too many SCVs are going down. Look at that! He killed so many SCVs. He's still killing Hellions. Marine goes down, and you know what? I think this probably puts Antis pretty far ahead. The economy is looking amazing. He just needs to drone up a little and start taking the lair. He could probably even go for the mutas. He could pretty much do anything from this point. I don't really know what his plan is. There he goes. Just goes for the lair. Why not? You're already ahead economically, and you can only lose to things that lair tech can only defend. So you might as well get the lair. This allows for Hydras and the all-important Overseers, as well as burst speed. All of these things are really important for the long stage of the game. Spore Crawler's going down. That's going to be pretty good against Banshees, which he obviously scouted, having gone up the ramp of the main base of Jens. And this seems to be something that could work in his favor, very well in his favor. He has 2 Evos. What is he doing there? Okay, so he does get 1-1. And I guess what we're going to see is a Hydra Den, right? Maybe just road speed? We gotta wait and see. Slowly the Queen comes over to cancel the Banshees. He does need some serious Overseers. There we go. Gets the Overseer. He has tanks coming out. Interesting decision. You know, this counter damage is actually pretty successful. And he killed a Queen. He killed a bunch of drones now. And this puts Gens in a almost tied position in terms of workers. He's almost losing a Banshee, but he's not losing it. And that one Spore doesn't get that shot off. I think this is okay. It's a close game. It's a very close game. I think Gens might be ahead, though. Can you just imagine if that Roach attack had continued? I think that would have been the end. But instead, Antis decided to only commit to a pressure. And then he wasn't really prepared for those Banshees. So yeah, this does put Gens ahead. He kills a Hydra for free, gets out of there. Only has to spend energy from the Banshees. Super nice play by Gens, so yeah, Gens is gonna take more drones. 1, 2, 3. Just gets out of there just like that. And look, there's no good reply. You know, there's Hydras, which you don't want to have against Bio Tank, and then there's Roaches, which are, again, they're a little better against the Marine, or they're a little better against tanking, or they're a little better at tanking, right? But they're not the kind of units you want in the late game. And Gens taking his third base is looking pretty set up for the late game. He's pretty happy with the army that he has, already passing 100 supply. Antis going around. He's deciding to attack from the east here, as well as go down the middle with a few Roaches. Unfortunately, look at the pathing. Antis didn't know there was a wall of supply depots, and he had all his units pathed way around, and that's gonna be it. I think this army is way too good for Gens. This is gonna be super hard, and just like that. Yeah, just like that, Antis takes, or Gens takes the first game, which leaves him 1 game away. Only 1 game away from. Whoa, sorry about that. That was probably loud. That was actually a fidget spinner hitting a microphone, which was my bad. I'm just like, you know, fiddling with this weird device. It's not like a standard one, guys. I'm not a loser, okay? It's in fact just a dragon curled up in a circle with a thing in the middle, and I was spinning it. Okay, never mind. But you guys are probably like, what the hell was he doing on stream doing that? But yeah, okay. Anyway, it was now you just gotta wait for this next game. I'm super excited to cast Gens versus Antis, and also I need to also take care of something else. I see I got an email from okay. Well, alright. Oh, okay. This is. Thank you to Nemesis. I will take a look at this report as well. Thank you for the work that you've put in. And yeah, we're getting into the next game. Antis versus Gens on Catalyst. This is yet another small map. So maybe because it's a small map, we can see another Ravager rush. Or possibly we could also see a standard game because it's not quite as small as Abiogenesis. It is also pretty decent for Terrans. I mean, not as a general rule, but it's pretty defensive. You have the Reaper cliff there. That's good for scouting. And the bases are all going to be horizontal from each other. You usually don't see the Zerg take this one, and it just gives the Terran a little bit more space to drop. Of course, there's airspace here. Pretty good for drops as well, because the queens can't hunt them down if they're over here. I think the dangerous spot for Terran is the northern and southern airspace, which can be accessed from the queens on the natural and the third base. So it's actually like really hard to put anything there. But yeah, you have the pool coming down for Antis. He's going to start saturating his natural as soon as that finishes. But in the meantime, he's just getting gas. And he did take the hatch first, so it will be a relatively economic opening. And Jens, on the other hand, he will just throw down a CC on the low ground. So very well played. And yeah. We see one Reaper coming out. Again, CC on the low ground. And Overlord flying straight to scout the natural. It can probably park itself over this little water tower here. Assuming that's what that is. It's a pretty sweet globe that has like bubbles floating around in it. So we'll call it a water tower, as it has a hatch on the top too. And look at this little dome of plants. That's so cute. I didn't notice that before. The things you notice on Ultra Graphics are wonderful, as you see a factory coming out, reactor. That's going to be for Hellions. Let's see what the Reaper did and where it is. Did it die already? It almost took down a drone. Yep, the Reaper died to this Ling over here. Very interesting. Antis was able to kill a Reaper and not lose much in the process. Hellions have started. There is, yep, 2 Hellions at a time. And yeah, there's gonna be a number of drones getting produced by Antis, which gives Jens the opportunity to do some serious damage with Hellions. We get to see now if Jens is ready to micro these Hellions to do the damage he needs. Of course, he does kill 2 scouting Zerglings. That's not a bad start. I don't know, is he getting speed or not, is the question. I don't think he's actually getting speed. He decided to forego speed, or maybe he hasn't. He's at 160 gas. I don't really know what he's doing at the moment. This might be a mistake, or he's going lair. So we get to see what his next move is for the Zerg player. What's he going to do? He has 192 gas. This could be a double upgrade timing that he could hit still. I still don't know what's going on with the gas. Overlord goes down as well. This does favor Jens pretty heavily, as I am still unsure of the build that's going on from Antis here. It almost looks like he's forgotten. He gets the lair. Okay, he gets the lair, he roasts, or he loses a lot of Zerglings, Antis, and Jens just kind of runs away with the damage. But yeah, this is looking super strange. I think this is gonna actually be mutas. Of course, I could be wrong. There's lots of drones, so the economy of Antis is actually perfectly fine. The opening was still questionable, waiting so long to take all of those gases, or to take to use all of the gas. And he does come straight around to the third. Almost gets a drone. You can probably get some freelings here. No, in fact, Antis is aware and backs out. A Liberator is ready on the left side of the map. Going into the main, there's a Spore, can reposition easily. 2 Evos, and a Baneling nest. Very strange, very interesting. This could be against a good bio player, could be very good. But you know, you don't see any standard bio openings here. This seems, or any standard mech opening. So, you know, I think he's actually gonna go straight bio, which is strange almost. He has 5 barracks in a 3rd CC. I guess normally you would call this a macro opening. Okay, so yeah, he's taking a 3rd base right away. He does need to clear out the Ling. That's being super pesky right now. And that 4th base is scouted by Gens. The Ling just runs away. He's gonna block off this path here. I am very excited to see a Ling Bane versus Bio, as Bio has made a comeback here, and he's starting to do it again. It's amazing how quickly the meta changes from mech to bio. Even though there haven't really been any patches, it just comes back into popularity after a long time of not being practiced against, and suddenly it's effective again. So we got to see how the micro is. Gens does get defended, but there's so many Banes here. If he has good micro, that could be a point of contention. The Liberator is sort of sieging up here, but it can still get gunned down from the side. I'd like to see these guys go in and stim, just like stim and pick off some Banelings, pick up just like Beyondwood. He also has those Hellions on the edge of creep. Ant is ahead in supply just slightly, but he does have 1-1 almost done versus the 2-2 that is starting. 1-1 finished, Hydras are coming out, and he needs to get some Baneling snipes. He does't go for the Banelings, it would have been risky. Instead he goes for the tanks. He's going to push with the tanks, and this could be the targeting of Banelings that he was looking for, as we have to see what he does with those tanks. Okay, well, frankly, all of the Banelings get decimated by the tanks and the Marines. Another Baneling gets picked off, another Hydra getting picked off. Ant is losing his position on this part of the map here. Gens needs to move the tanks up. Come on, move them up here and here. That Marine took one for the team, as a Baneling is actually more expensive than a Marine. It was probably worth it. He does pick off yet another Baneling. Yet another Baneling. There's so many Banelings. I think this is quite dangerous for Gens. However, an army of almost equal size approaches as a reinforcing army comes in, getting produced to the natural of Gens who's ready to fight again. I think these tanks could be extremely effective now, as there's 4 of them, and when you spread them out, this is going to be very hard to fight into. The surround is going to come in though. It's going to come in from 2 sides, and this could be what he needs, right? Just needs to dodge the Banelings. A very good split. Looks pretty good for Gens at first, but he does get cleaned up here. And I don't know, at this point in time, the reinforcing army is even getting caught out of position, which does seem like it would favor Antis a little bit. However, Antis is not going to be able to push up this ramp. I think that would be a mistake here. He doesn't even try. He's actually going to go around to the 3rd, where there is a supply depot bunker wall. And a bunch of Marines straight from off to the side. Try to get some drone damage. One medevac, the one that didn't have anything in it, does go down there. So small victories, but pretty important stuff, I guess, still. There's 2 Vipers out with near full energy. I'd say that's pretty dangerous. But right now, Jens does have a very good handle on his tanks. They're spread out so well, and the Liberators are gonna siege up, and I mean, sure, they could get abducted, but these Vipers have bigger targets in mind. I think they probably want to focus on the tanks. In fact, a medevac full of Marines, that's a good pickoff. A very good usage of those Viper abilities. Jens doesn't really have a game plan for... Okay, no, he does. He does have a 4th CC. Just as I was about to say, he was going 3 base. I am happy to see this. Jens never going all in. He's getting 3-3 bio. 3-3 upgrades are so important for this Marine force here. And a huge engagement. As, oh, look at the blinding clouds. So good. But one Viper gets picked off without doing very much at all. And eventually 3 tanks live, which is enough. That's definitely enough to do damage. That's enough to hold on to the 4th base. The Baneling somehow came in a very strange side angle here that I missed, but it killed most of the Marines on the ground. And that was pretty effective. So at this point, Jens should probably sit back, being behind in supply. He needs to get those upgrades, and he needs to simply mass outproduce his opponent. Started to throw down additional Raxes already. It's always good to have more of those. And he already has 5 reactored racks. He can get so many Marines, 10 at a time. That's 500 gold for minerals. All these Hydras going down, and the planetary lives. This might be Antis giving up right now. I don't see the point of that attack. It wasn't very high tech. He's just massing up Roach Hydra. I don't know why he didn't wait for these guys. These seem pretty important. With 4 Vipers, he should be able to do some damage against the tanks. I don't think he should be attacking without them anymore. I wonder what the upgrades are. Does he have 3-3 for the Zerg? Yeah, the Zerg does have 3-3. So this is like a super upgraded elite force. He's up against the same upgrades though. And this is only gonna... Actually, this is... This is only gonna get harder for the Zerg. I think Zerg should start abducting these metapacks. Zerg trying to just find a position to attack in right now. He does have 4 Vipers, or 5 Vipers, near full energy. I'm sure they could get good blinding clouds if they tried. Does he go in now, or does he wait? I think the Vipers are just looking to see what they can do. He doesn't want to go in now because there's so many tanks here. He gets 1 good blinding cloud, 2 good blinding clouds. Oh, EMP hits the Vipers, and look how far back that Terran army goes. GG. Antis knows he can't fight after that. It doesn't matter that there weren't enough Marines to continue the push. It was simply a math problem. And just like that, we do have our victor as Antis falls. Jens becomes the 2-time Platy-pro Weekly champion. So, congrats. Please follow the channel. And, oh yeah, and some announcements. So, I have to announce this as well. I can't leave the stream without saying this. Guys, next week, Next week on week 10 is going to be a good one because there's going to be a $100 prize pool, and also you're allowed to play if you've won less than $50,000 in StarCraft 2 tournament earnings. So this will include a lot of players that have previously not been able to play, and just like that, it should be an epic one. And this is just because it's the 10th series, so the 10th weekly, just kind of like a celebration of that, I guess. So yeah, see you guys next week. And yeah, had a StarCrafty evening in 6 hours. There's IEM. So far we've had some of the best games I've ever seen. I hope you guys check it out. Alright, bye bye.